All right. So the last steps were to get us to this point. At this point, we've drawn our guidelines. We drew the top of the football, our little C or our little hook, and then we continued the football line onto the other corner. Inside the left part, we drew these little lines right here just to show where our pupil is, and then I mean our tear ducts, and then we drew our pupil in the middle of our eyeball here. So now we're going to pick up where we left off on the same exact drawing. So you're just going to continue on that drawing, and then we're going to keep going. All right. So you see inside of the bottom football line, she just drew a very faint. She drew a very faint line, very close to it. At the bottom is kind of like the little fold at the bottom of our eye where our bottom eyelashes are. All right. So now when we draw our iris, which is the part of our eye with the color, we're going to draw it evenly around the pupil here, which is the black part. So this is the iris here. What she's saying is that a lot of times people draw their iris directly in the middle of their eye here, which is not realistic. If you look in the mirror or if you even have your phone and just go on Instagram and look at anybody, the top part of our iris that has the color is always going to be covered by our eyelid. So what she's drawing right here is showing you that this part right here is actually going to get erased because it is not actually visible whenever looking at someone in the eye. All right. So the line that she drew here is just the little crease that we have above our eye on our eyelid. And then after that, she's going to erase all of the guidelines that I told you to draw lightly at the beginning, the little cross. All right, so I'm going to keep running through them. I know it might be annoying. So again, we started off with our guideline, which was the cross. We drew top of the football, our hook, and then we continued the football around. We continued our guidelines and drew our the dark part of our eye, which is the pupil. Outside of that, we drew our iris with that little bit of the top of it hanging out, and then we erased it. So this is where we are now. That's the top of the eyelid as well. So the guidelines are erased. Now she's going to begin darkening the outside of our iris, which is the part with the color. Make sure that you draw these lines lightly, 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 lightly. All right, so she just kind of drew this little shape here. You can draw a little circle, a little bubble, but basically whatever type of shape you draw here is just the glare on our eyes. And to show you an example, if you look here, oh, sorry, you look there, you see I have a glare there. Oh, there's my glare there. So it's just going to be a part that's going to be left completely white. It's going to look like the light is reflecting onto your eye. All right, so when she said soft pencil, since we're not in person, you guys don't have the pencils, but in drawing, you have different types of pencils with different types of leads. Some leads are hard, which are gonna draw lighter, and then softer pencils they draw nice and dark and black. So that's why she's saying use a soft pencil because we're drawing that completely black. Okay, so remember we did those lines lightly around the iris. So this time, like she said, with a softer pencil, we don't have those, so we're just gonna press a little